Right. Now, a social enterprise says it believes the UK could finally open the door to better care for people living with a hoarding disorder. It's after a landmark debate in Parliament.
Yeah, it's estimated that up to 6% of the population may have a hoarding disorder, which the World Health Organization classified as a mental health condition back in 2018. Ben Godfrey has got more details.
How are you, David? Are you all right?
Fine, yes, thank you.
Oh, how you been keeping?
I've been keeping very well.
David has been hoarding for decades.
He's still been collecting lots of things.
Yes.
When I last visited his Birmingham home in the spring, it was difficult to move about. His urge to collect, to pile high, from soap to hundreds of Barbie dolls, knew no bounds.
Well, you can't cure me of being a hoarder, can you? As far as I know, you can't. So, I find it comforting.
But with help and his perseverance, the mounds are reducing, slowly.
Shall I come in as well?
Yeah. Okay. There seems to be less stuff in the house. What have you got rid of?
Newspapers, which I don't buy anymore. I think it's 4 or 5 skips we've had. Large ones.
Would you ever want to get rid of these? Perhaps take them to a charity shop?
No. No.
Why not?
No, because I want to keep them.
As a result of our reports on hoarding, hearing concerns it's becoming a national mental health emergency, the issue has now reached the House of Commons.
I am grateful for the opportunity to lead this debate on a subject that, to the best of my knowledge, has never been discussed on the floor of this House before. While the Care Act of 2014 provides a foundation by recognising vulnerability, the absence of specific national guidelines leads to a postcode lottery of care.
Madam Deputy Speaker, for too long, hoarding has been seen as something quirky or perhaps even comical. It is a complex and often misunderstood condition that can have devastating consequences. We will continue to work closely with these partners, local authorities and charities to make sure that this government is also playing its full part.
And that new impetus is what Heather Matuozzo has been striving for.
Birmingham's a big city and there's a lot of referrals. And some of those referrals we always have to refuse or ask them to come back for the next bit of funding that we've got.
For every skip she's helped to fill, every home decluttered, the ultimate aim of a Clouds End social enterprise in Birmingham could soon be realised. Help for hoarders that's widely available, funded and joined up.
We've got the guidelines now, if you know what I mean. We've got the basis of them because that was the basis of Paulette's talk. And so all of us now need to keep that as our mantra wherever we go. If we keep saying the same thing, we will get there. Yeah. As I said, the door's open now and we put a brick behind it, so.
Giving access to people like David, building trust, with some of the estimated 6 million people hoarding in the UK.
Dahlias there, look.
Yeah, no, those are lovely still.
So new guidelines are being drawn up by councils around the country. Mental health funding is being diverted in some cases into hoarding disorder. Politicians, it seems, are taking note, but this is just the start.
That was Ben Godfrey reporting. Let's talk to Kayley Hyman, who's the director of the Hoarding Training and Consultancy Service, Holistic Hoarding. Kayley, morning to you. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. I don't think you could see the pictures there. And Ben was talking at the end about the MPs taking note, but the House of Commons had about, I'm not criticising MPs, but a handful of MPs in listening to that debate. Although they're taking note, I suppose it underlines the fact that people don't realise how big an issue perhaps this is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, we have come a really long way with our understanding of mental health. And the new mental health bill for this year looks at autonomy and control and people having more choices over their support. But hoarding's one of those ones that seems to have taken just a little bit longer to have caught up. And despite it being recognised as a mental health condition in its own right, it has been misunderstood, like you say, for a long time. And we are still picking up the legacy, I think, left behind from a lot of the media representation of hoarding. So we've historically just been shown unclean homes, a skip goes in, and then it's miraculously improved within the space of hours. So we've been given this false sense of hope that it's really easily fixed, and it's just about someone having a lot of stuff, and it's so much more complex than that.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I know exactly what you mean. You're talking about the kind of prime time programmes where someone comes in and tidies up your house, and you might be dealing with the superficial issue of the clutter, as many people might see it, but you're not addressing the root cause of the problem. Is that the point?
Yeah, I definitely think so. There's no room in these programs to explore the complexities of somebody's trauma or somebody's loss. We're just given this, very visible portrayal of somebody's mental health, of somebody's stuff, and then it just goes overnight, and it's not realistic. It's not representative of all the different layers that can cause somebody to hoard. So, for example, with our service, we work with 100 people at any given time. And 40% of them have said that one of the key reasons behind their hoarding is bereavement. How do you capture the depths of that in these, quite superficial programs? But there's so many other factors that come into play. Hoarding doesn't exist in a vacuum. It hasn't come about overnight. It's not going to go away overnight. So, like so many other mental health conditions, hoarding is so varied in terms of what can cause it. So it can be loss and bereavement, but it could also be a childhood of neglect or scarcity. It could be rooted in a desire for control. And I think now more than ever, things feel quite uncertain. We know we've got a cost of living crisis. We've got a very difficult homeless and housing crisis. So in times like that, people can often respond by holding on a bit tighter to their items and just find a new way of restoring some control. So yeah, there's lots more to it than we've been led to believe, I think.
And also an unseen issue, because obviously people can't see behind the doors of other people's houses, and if people don't have other people coming to their home and probably don't feel comfortable because of of the fact that there's so much stuff in the house, what then needs to be done more to try to help people who have this this problem?
I think normalise it more and doing more work like this to say 6% of the population hoard, and they're just the people that we know about. They're the people who have to let us through the doors. You're going to have a huge group here of owner-occupiers and people who don't come to the attention of services, who also have hoarding tendencies. It's really common. It's really normal. That's not to romanticize it. It can cause some very difficult situations, but this is a group of people, and we need to get through the door, because all of the research points to the fact that the health needs of people who hoard are significantly worse than the general population. There's likely to be poorer mobility, lack of engagement with health services, longer stays in hospital. There's higher rates of suicide within this group. So it's a key group that we need to be reassuring that the help is out there and the support is out there, because the reach goes way beyond the items in the home, I think, with this group of people.
Thank you very much for talking to us this morning. We're very grateful. Kayley Hyman there, who's the Director of the Hoarding Training and Consultancy Service, Holistic Hoarding.